The narratives we hold in our minds shape our realities far more than we often realize. These internal scripts, crafted from our past experiences and various kinds of conditioning, become the lens through which we perceive the world. They influence our decisions, color our interactions, and set the boundaries of what we consider possible. When we think about the future, we tend to project it as a mere extension of the present, confined by the same limitations we have always known. This projection isn't just a passive expectation. It is an active constraint we impose on ourselves, limiting our potential to what feels familiar and safe. But let's be clear, this isn't an exhortation to simply think big, in the cliched sense that populates motivational speeches and self-help books. Grandiose visions without foundational understanding are like castles built on sand. They may impress momentarily, but lack lasting substance ultimately. Instead, I'm advocating for a kind of deep thinking, a return to a kind of first principles. And it isn't the case that this is important or even viable for that matter for every decision you make, but you want to prioritize it for your most important decisions. To think from first principle is to peel back the layers of assumptions and get to the core truth of a matter as best as you can. It's more like questioning and re-evaluating the default settings installed on your computer. Perhaps after running through this kind of protocol, your result is to sell your car and belongings and become a priest in northern Nigeria. Or, as it is done these days, drop out of college to start a company that teaches 70-year-olds how to use AI, say. The result is much less important than the process, I would say. Or perhaps the results of your evaluation could simply be cutting back drastically on the amount of work you do to prioritize your long-term health, even though you don't have health concerns now. When you engage in this kind of thinking, you might begin to see that many of the obstacles you perceive are illusions, barriers erected by, say, outdated narratives. In a world overflowing with informations and opinions, the ability to think deeply in this sense is a rare skill. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. But the rewards can be profound. By grounding your thoughts in first principles, you unlock the freedom to innovate genuinely, to create solutions that aren't just iterations of what come before, but are truly novel. At the risk of repeating myself, and at the risk of sounding like a broke motivational speaker, think from first principles and redefine what is genuinely possible for yourself.